The Russian and Kyrgyz presidents are meeting to discuss military cooperation between the two countries. The talks come after the Collective Security Treaty Organization summit of former Soviet republics in Central Asia. Dmitry Medvedev and Kurmanbek Bakiyev are expected to talk about a new military training center in Kyrgyzstan. Katerina Azarova reports now from Kyrgyzstan.
This was a much-awaited bilateral meeting between the Russian president and his Kyrgyz counterpart. Many members of the press were expecting lots of discussions concerning military cooperation between the two states, but also reflecting on their cooperation within the framework of the Collective Security Treaty Organization. Of course, that organization held an informal summit here just outside of the Kyrgyz capital, Bishkek, yesterday, and there many expected a military base to be discussed, a joint military base that would allow the collective members of the CSTO to form a fast response base to any outside threat, of course, but that was not on the agenda. According to many experts, perhaps this was due to the fact that the CSTO held an informal summit, and many of the leaders felt that decisions such as this, a creation of a joint military base, should be left to a more formal gathering, such as the one that took place in Moscow last month. But the two leaders did manage to talk business. They signed a memorandum that regulates the legal aspects of the presence of Russian armed forces here in Kyrgyzstan. Of course, Russia already has a military base in the country, and this is perhaps relating not only to the existing Russian military base here in the country, but also to a future base that could, as some people here on the ground speculate, in the future be considered for possible use by the CSTO joint members. But, however, that was the only document that came out of this meeting. The two leaders seem to be very interested in keeping their meeting very lighthearted, very friendly. They did make references to their long and frank discussions of yesterday, but seeing that nothing concrete came out of the CSTO summit, many are already saying that this perhaps could be a sign of discord among the members. The Manas the Manas base, which was previously a U.S. Air Force base here in the country, but is now a transit base for the international coalition forces in Afghanistan, was not discussed by the two leaders. That, according to the Russian side, is because there is no need to discuss something that nobody has, in fact, any problems with. It is a base that is governed by international regulations and used specifically for the international forces for the coalition forces that are based in Afghanistan, and used mainly as a